Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, we've been talking about Jesus, his temptations, his emotions, just everything that made him human. A fact that we so many times forget. But he was human just like us. He had temptations, he had disappointments, he had sad times, he had rough times, just like us. God gave us our emotions. And so many times we think that we're the only one or that nobody else has experienced. Y'all, the same things that we're experiencing, Jesus experienced. And so we're even looking at his responses to people, how he handled situations. And so right now we find ourselves in John 13th chapter. And today we're going to look at the 26th and 27th verse. And in those verses, I talked about the 26th verse yesterday, I believe, where Jesus said, I think I ended with the 26th, but it's where Jesus had said that somebody was going to betray him. And they wondered who it was. All the disciples wondered who it was. And John asked Jesus, who is it? Who is it? And Jesus said, the one that I dipped the bread into the sauce, or it said sop, and then give it to them. That's who it was. And then he did it. He dipped the bread and he gave it to Judas. And it said, as soon as Jesus gave Judas the bread, it says Satan entered him. And then it goes on to say that Jesus told him, whatever you do it quickly. What you're going to do it quickly. Few things from this. First of all, we've been focusing on Jesus because he won. But I want to encourage you, don't be the Judas. Okay? We're looking at Jesus and how he won, how he loved in spite of, how he kept his calm, how, even at that time. And it's because he knew that certain things had to happen in order for him to, in order for God's will to be done, in order for him to fulfill purpose. So there are some things that have to happen, we've talked about that. There are some things, there are some things that have to happen, in order for purpose to be fulfilled. But, don't be the Judas. Y'all, we got to be so careful. And I guess one of the things that makes me say that too is because where it says, and then Satan entered him. I would have thought Satan had already entered him when he entertained those thoughts, when he talked about how he was gonna, hand Jesus over. He had already agreed to the money. But, the Bible talks about how you lust, you're tempted, and then sin. And so I guess he had flirted with these thoughts and he had prepared to, but then it's almost like a point of no return. Oh, y'all, we have to be careful not to reach the point of no return, not to move from temptation into sin. Okay? So I know we're talking about Jesus, but man, that then Satan entered him. Whew. So that just lets us know the temptation isn't the sin, the act is. And it's like, by that time, Satan had already done it in his heart. By that time, it was a done deal. And Jesus said, what you gonna do? Go on and do it quickly. And we'll talk some more tomorrow about the rest of that, what happened right after that. Whew. But don't be Judas, y'all. Don't be Judas. And if you're in the position of Jesus, and if you're doing destiny, if you're doing God's will, there will come a point when there are some things in your purpose that are not so pretty. But it takes that in order for you to fulfill destiny. Handle it with care. Stay godly. Stay holy. Don't get vindictive. Get quiet so you can hear what the Lord is saying, because there are some things God can only do for you after Satan does to you. What? Whew. Mm-mm-mm. Whoo, Jesus. There are some things that God can only do for you after Satan does to you. Sometimes you can't even fight it. Sometimes you can't even fight it. You just got to let what's going to happen happen. You stay focused on the glory of God. You stay focused on doing what it is that God has told you to do. Let him handle your haters. Let him handle whatever is coming next. You stay focused, do the work of God, and watch him work everything out. My. Well, y'all, this has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future.